right, thanks for being with us today. We're going to have a look at DrumShotz, another pack. This one's going to be with Joey Sturgis drum samples, and he's got a huge library, a whole bunch of different sounds for us. Some are blended, some are just the overhead shots, the direct shots. We're going to have a look at those and using those in drum mix and see how they can enhance our drum sounds with a full drum kit. So we're going to have a look at that, and that's from Drumforge, by the way, and I'll put a link in the description below on where you can find that pack, and then we'll have a look then. Okay, so we're just going to have a look at the website now. Looking at DrumShotz Joey Sturgis, $29. If you go to drumforge.com and looking at the product here, it looks like there's a few examples that you can demo, all on SoundCloud. And again, just go to drumforge.com. The URL you can see highlighted in the web page there. One-shot signature sample collection from Joey Sturgis. 68 samples in total. Okay, they're all pre-blended and normalized as well. You can also find some of those samples are individuals, overheads, direct samples that you'll find in the package as well. And it's all kick samples, snare samples, and toms. And look at all of the things that he's been involved with. All the different albums, lots of bands that you know about. And then go into his website here, joeysturgistones.com. You can see he's also selling plugins, all kinds of different plugins, compression, EQ. You probably heard of the Howard Benson vocal plugin come out just recently. So going into our mix, we've got a drum kit lined up, and we're going to have a look at how these samples pan out for us. So we've just put some of the kick. You can see on the right side, I've got the samples all ready to go, and I've put a couple in against some of the kicks that we already have in place. Okay, we've got a couple of samples coming up here with the kick. Okay, so that's what they sound like with just adding a couple of quick samples from our right-hand panel there over top of our existing recording. And then you want to make sure when you line them up that you've got the waveforms synced as good as you can anyway. They're both going up and down as best as possible. That way you're not going to have any phase cancellation out on your recording and make it sound even thinner. The point is to make it sound better, not worse. So we've added some snares. Now we're just going to let that play out. Just solo the snares, bring down the fader on the sample. So you can really hear the difference it makes. Just making a few adjustments on the mix with the kick and the snare. But you can really hear the kind of impact that it has on our existing recording. It's definitely adding a lot of snap to the snare. So that's a really good example of how you can just fit those samples right over top of your existing recordings. We're going to have a look at using Slate's Trigger 2 as a trigger for our drum samples, and what we can do is just load those samples up and put them in so that when it's detecting the transients of our kick and our snare, it's going to load that extra sample from Joey Sturgis DrumShotz over top of it, and we can blend it in that way. We'll put it on the kick. Find it in the drop down here. Okay. So now we need to find the folder to put that in. It's going to be in the OneShop sample data folder within the SSD5 or SSD4 library. Okay, that's where you can put the WAV files from Joey Sturgis DrumShotz, and that way Trigger is going to find them when you navigate in the browser to those shots, as you can see here. And then you just want to grab a sample that you want to use and drag it into the open square on the bottom. And what you can do as well is take the individuals, the overhead, the room, and the direct hits, and put those in as well and mix them to your liking. The blended ones are the ones that Joey Sturgis has basically taken those three samples and blended together for you. So you can use that on its own, or you can use the three and mix them together yourself. So now we just need to adjust the volume. We'll also adjust the low, high cut, the sensitivity, and the detail. There we go. Now you can really hear that kick getting triggered over top of our existing kick. And right now it sounds a little machine gunish because we've got the mix knob set to 100%. So basically we're just hearing Joey Sturgis kick sample. We're not hearing any of our recorded kick. You can set the gate as well if you like. And since this has got a few quick kicks in it, we want to set the sensitivity and a little bit higher, and we want to set the re-trigger fairly quick, just for those really fast double kick sequences. Okay. And then we want to go over to the mix knob. And then we can blend that in with our original recording. There's without. That sounds about where I want it for the kick. Nice blend of the sample mixed in with our recorded kick. Now we want to do the same thing for the snare. To do that, you just want to go down. What I did was I just clicked and dragged the plugin over to the snare channel. And that took with it all the kick samples as well in the settings we had. So we just want to right-click, clear the slot, and then go to the browser within Trigger and grab our new snare samples. And then we just basically want to do the same thing we did with the kick. We want to check out our low cut, high cut, volume, check the detail, and then adjust our mix knob. And that's it. That's Joey Sturgis DrumShotz from Drumforge, and sounds really awesome. Definitely makes the kick and snare stand out in this recording.
All right, thanks for being with us today. Now, what we were able to do is have a look at those drum samples, and they sounded really good, didn't they? So what you can do is in the link in the description below, you can go to Drumforge and you can pick up that sample pack from Joey Sturgis, and it's only 29 bucks. They also have a sale on a bundle of all of their packs, which is only right now on sale for $79 US. Typically it'd be priced over $300. Again, all the links in the description below. So if you want to stay tuned for more videos with us, stay tuned to the end of the video. YouTube's gonna suggest some things for you. Also, be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell below. That way you'll be notified when we have more videos up. Want to thank you for being here today, and keep making music.